So I'm here with the owner, Sia. It was, give me your name.
It was Devin Carter, Sia Collection.
Okay, dope. So now I just got a pair of the dope era shoes, and right there. So for me, if you know me, I make clothes, do screen print, embroidery, all the stuff. So I follow you, I look up to you. I have a couple Airbnbs, so I see that you do the real estate stuff. So I love that. You know what I mean? What kind of, how did you get started and get into the shoes, and then what piece of advice can you give?
So I started back in '97 customizing shoes. So I used to, back then I used to be a barber. So I only wore Jordans, so I would just buy the Jordans and start changing the colors. And the thing is, back then, there was no internet. So when you had like a Jordan that was black and yellow, they ain't never had black and yellow Jordans. So I'd be on Jamaica Ave in Queens rocking the shoes. And people are like, yo, where you get them Jordans from? And I'd be like, yo, my sister in the army and she in Germany, and they get different color shoes out there because I didn't want nobody to copy it. So that's how I started. And then from there, I was doing that for a while, and I made enough money doing that to own my own barbershop. And then, like everything goes out of style and whatnot. So when the market kind of crashed on customization, I said, fuck it, you know what? I just want to live a regular life instead of always hustling for money. So I joined the military.
Wow.
And then that's what actually brought me to the Bay. I was in the Coast Guard.
Okay.
That's how I got out here.
That's dope. So it sounds like I was having a conversation with my family earlier, and we were just talking about just investing, and it sounds like you've always learned how. A lot of people can make money, but if they can't keep it, they can't flip it, and they definitely can't keep it going.
Right.
Where did you learn how to invest, and then how were you able to grow from that? And I know you do real estate.
So for me, I'm the most successful person in my family. So I'm like the first millionaire in our family.
Oh wow.
So for me, I never we've never had that kind of money.
Yeah.
So, but the good thing about me is I did 11 years in the military. So before I even started making the money that I make now, so after I got out of the military, then I started working for myself. That was my last job. 2014 was the last time I worked for anybody. I went to college. I went to fashion college at FITM.
Oh, wow.
I graduated with honors, and then I opened a boutique. And then from there, I started designing sneakers, and that's when the money really started coming into the level where. So the good thing is that I always watch other people. Like I watch Broke, ESPN, Joe. You see all these millionaires, you see them fail, and a lot of them fail buying bad real estate investments too. So one thing I learned is I started watching people like Dr. Boyce Watkins and people who have money.
Boyce Watkins.
Yeah, so I started watching their shit, and then I also watched just how rich people move.
Yeah.
Because I never had nobody in my family like, yeah, when you start making this kind of money, boom. So when I had invented soul dye, where you could dye the the bottoms of your Jordans, the icy part, dye different colors. When I did that, I started making 50 grand a month. I was like, I never make 50 grand a month.
Wow.
So I said, I need to get an accountant. So I had a childhood friend I grew up with. I said, yo, I'm making this kind of money now. I know about taxes because I see a lot of rappers don't pay the taxes, they get in trouble. So I said, this is everything I'm doing. I gave him access to, everything I'm doing, my sales. And from there, that's how, been paying taxes the right way, everything. So I never had to worry about Uncle Sam coming after me.
That's what I'm learning right now.
Yeah,
I swear to God.
Basically, I really, watching YouTube and watching just financial advice, because if you are the most successful person in your whole line, your lineage, so nobody
my
tells
cousin's
you.
mad, bro.
So nobody tells you those things, right? Like in school, we're not taught to be entrepreneurs. We're taught to be employees. Everything in school hasn't changed.
That's true.
We're learning the same math our grandparents learned.
That's true.
Everything that they learned. The world has changed, and we are not doing the things that the world has already adapted to.
That's true.
Basically, so just being smart and just being like, you know what, I need to start watching people who have money and watching the Boyce Watkins and the TED Talks and stuff like that. And I did that, and that's what helped me not fall in that trap. And plus, I became a millionaire on my 42nd birthday.
Oh wow!
So I already had kids.
I don't even actually want to talk. I want to let the millionaire talk. But I'm 36, and I trip out that I'm not a millionaire yet because I know so many strategies, and I've had good months, and I'm learning, and But it's like, damn. So it's exciting, but I keep telling myself even if I make it by the time I'm 40, and I live till 60, that's a cool 20 years as a millionaire.
Right.
Do you feel like that was? I don't want to say it like that, but do you feel like that was late to become a millionaire? Are you happy at that age?
I felt like it was perfect because if it the way I lived before, I always had fast money being a barber and shit. So if I would have got it when I was 25, 30, I'd be broke.
Yeah.
But being that I got it at 42 and I got 4 kids at the time, so it's I got 4 people to be responsible for. I'm a homebody, so I don't go out. I don't. Even my jewelry that I'm wearing, it has my company name on it. So this was a tax write-off. Because you have to spend it so they don't take it.
Yeah, that's true.
At the same time. So because of that, I'm not trying to press anybody. When you get something, when you're just so young, when you're young, right?
Yeah.
But when you're young and you're like still out in the streets or still out in the clubs and single, you're trying to impress everybody. Yeah. Have nobody to impress. So then that comes into the point where you're saying about you do the Airbnbs and I do real estate. Yeah. So my thing is, I'm not always gonna be hot. So what am I gonna do when I can't sell? When I don't sell shoes no more? I don't do this anymore. What's gonna fix that income? It's gonna adjust that, right? So that's where buying real estate comes into play for me. Yeah. Right. Like Drake has a dope ass line on his song. He was like, you know, I had to fuck a lot of girls to get a kid like this. I had to buy a lot of cribs to get a crib like this. That's crazy. So right now I'm building a 12,000 square foot house, but I've already brought like 8 different houses that's gonna pay for that house because the tenant rent, they're paying for that, and I own my houses. I'm a deed holder. I don't go to the bank. I just buy it, and then I got the deed. So so now I get the equity because the housing market is going up like crazy. Plus I get the rent, so I get double paid. And then that, when 10 years from now,
just talking about
and I retire, because I'm gonna have a big ass house. How I'm gonna pay for a house that's 12,000 square feet? Yeah. Because I have all these properties that's gonna pay for it, and it's gonna pay for my living and all that. And then I still get my military shit. So
there's a story which is, and if you have to go or anything, just shut it down. But there's a story by Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I got the book.
There's a story, and he talks about he wanted a $500,000 Bentley. This story forever will stick with me. He wanted a $500,000 Bentley. Instead of spending $500,000 on the Bentley, he started a business with the $500,000, and he used the business to generate $500,000, and then he bought his Bentley. But now he had his business forever that generated $500,000, so he can just keep buying stuff. Most cats get the money and just buy stuff, but what you should bring nothing back. So for me, it was the same thing with the Airbnb business. I make clothes, and so for me, a customer, I'm like, me and you might do business 1 or 2 times. But say I make $1,000 off that deal. If I spend that money, I have to go do another deal. But if I can put that into a business or Airbnb, then that will keep paying me. I don't have to stunt forever and ever. So I can literally, I'm turning a one-time transaction into forever money. And that's what he did with his business. But he makes it look cool as shit. Like, look at his chain. Let me pull out my baby chain. You know what I'm saying?
So this is the thing that I learned. Like, everybody thinks the whole thing of having money is supposed to make money. And that's what to have money, just to have money. Yeah. But if you don't have money, you're not using your money to make you money, then you shouldn't have the money. And that's what a lot of people do. They buy fucking these cars that depreciate in value super fast, right? So you buy that car, you know, that car is depreciates as soon as you drop it off the lot, right? You're not using that car to rent out. So like some people will buy like exotics, like a Lambo, but then they'll rent it out. So now you rent that Lambo out, now you're making money from it, right? You can do Toro, a lot of people doing that. That's when you can buy a depreciating value, but actually make you money.
We might be going too deep for him right now, you know? But that's, I just had a kid. I think, you know, my final question, I'm actually really curious. The other stuff is more for my audience. This next question is for me. I have a 6-month-old and I have a stepdaughter who's 15. That's my daughter. Right. It's definitely, he's 6 months now. I'm still learning how to balance. Fortunately, because of my business, I've been able to stay at home, but I will kind of have to go back into the workforce. Yeah. How has it been raising, you said you have 4 kids. Yeah. How has it been raising 4 kids, doing all this and having a family? How do you kind of do that family life?
You gotta have a good lady in your life. Like my wife, I retired her this year. So, you know, now she just runs all of our properties and then she runs the household. So like I wouldn't be able to do all of this that I'm doing if I didn't have a good wife. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't do this shit by yourself. Yeah. You know? And then the other good thing is that
I got a good woman up.
I learned the easy way is like it's better, you know, when you're trying to be an entrepreneur and do everything we're doing. I know I can't work for nobody. Because I could take a day off anytime I'm a workaholic, but I could really say I don't want to work today and I ain't got to go to work, and I could stay home and just be daddy all day. Yeah. Right? So I don't know if you work for somebody else still.
I just fortunate because I'm a hustler. My job tried to give me 10 days off when I had my kid, and I said I'm gonna take 6 months off, and the union covered me and everything. But I took, like, we're not gonna pay you. I said I don't care. So for the first, my son just turned 6 months. I haven't been at work the whole time, and I just sit at home with him all day. But what happens is my girl gets off of work at 4, and then I stay with him from we wake up till 4. I kick it with her and my son until about 6. and from 6 to 10, 6 to 12 is when I do my grinding.
Yeah.
So I'm able to stay home all day
smart,
with him
smart,
during the day. So I'm blessed. But I just want to hear something.
Yeah, no, that's good. So for me, it's like I make my own schedule, you know. And when I got out of the military, I was like, that's it. And the thing that got me out of the military is like retirement, right?
Yeah.
When you retire, you think that you retire, you don't work anymore.
Yeah.
So when I looked at it, they're like, oh, so your retirement will be half of your base pay. I'm like, this shit is nothing.
Yeah.
Like, this won't even give me an apartment. So I was like, I'm not gonna do another 10 years and retire to make nothing.
For sure.
So, and at that day, I was just like, you know what? I want to work for myself. Because at the end of the day, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're doing what we're doing, it's like, if you work a job right now in the Bay Area and say they pay you 120, that's your max. You're topped out at 120. But I can make 120 in a day.
Yeah.
I've done it. The most I made in a day was $1 million.
Sheesh.
August 1st, last year.
Yeah.
When the fuck racing dropped, did $1 million in selling in one day.
That's crazy.
So like, just like that alone, like I would never do that working for somebody else. Like, because when you're an entrepreneur, you literally can make whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, I might work 48 hours a week.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather work 40 hours a week for myself than fucking 24 for somebody else.
What people don't understand is when you work hourly, the most you can make is that 1 hour. When you sell units, so if he sells, I don't know how his sales were today, but if he could sell 100 of these in 1 hour on the internet, on hand to hand. So if say he makes $150 profit, that's $5,000 an hour that he has the potential to make. I don't care what you do. Maybe right now engineers, but short of an engineer, there's no job that's gonna pay you $5,000 an hour. Entrepreneurship is the only way you can really bust down that $5,000 an hour. My last and final question, I'll let you go. I see you got a cool little squad. What separates you? How are you? Everyone has dreams of dropping clothes and doing shoes and wearing chains. What is and you talked about the, watching people, you went to school, you really put in the sleepless nights, but if you had to tell people out there what really separates you from everybody else?
To be honest, my wife says I'm one of the chosen ones. Like, you got like LeBron's, right? Like, that nigga should not be that good coming out of high school.
Yeah.
like he shouldn't be that weight, that height, that size, like out of high school. Like, that nigga played like that in high school. Imagine in point guard.
Yeah.
Nigga like 6'10", 250. Like, playing point guard in high school, like, that's ridiculous. So like, it shouldn't, like, bro, if we really think about it, nobody's done what I'm doing. Like, I literally was customizing shoes, then made my own shoes to the point where we're selling out in a minute online, and I'm on fucking Forbes without paying for a Forbes ad. I was on the T-Pain show, Breakfast Club, all these things by just working and not even paying for advertisers or anything, just working hard and people seeing it and be like, yo, this guy really genuinely has that skill set. And I also, it's not just the skill set, you gotta have the skill set, but that skill set gotta be matched with motivation and dedication. Like, you gotta be ready to sacrifice, right? And if you make a little sacrifice and you actually really have that talent, not a lot of people have the talent, has the same courage to go and chase it, right? Because I never took money from nobody, never borrowed money, never had to loan money. Just straight up and did it. You know what I'm saying? It off of my own hard work, and it just is not too many people that get to do that and really get to see that shit all the way through. And I was one of the ones.
Thank you. Very nice meeting you, man. I look up to you. I appreciate the time. Is that Mr. Fabby? What's going on, sir? How you doing? I just had to come and support. I got a little, this is Mr. Fab, so this is also his store. So these are my cousins, they came up to LA. This is his store, I don't want to say mine, this is his store. But they listened to your discography on the way up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you came up from LA?
They did. I'm from, I live in San Jose.
Yeah, my bad. Hey, it's nice meeting you, man. Dope, man. I wish I could have got here, man. I missed the flight. Put it together, but it's beautiful, man, to see everybody come out, man. I'm watching the footage.
I have the camera rolling. Any advice you want to give to the young entrepreneurs out there, Mr. Fab?
Keep pushing. Keep pushing. You're going to hear some no's. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to joke about you. They're going to call you weird. They're going to call you whack. People going to see your ideas and tell you that they not it, and then they're going to start doing the same thing. It's going to all type of stuff, man. In the world of a designer and a creator, you go through it all, man. Don't worry about how you're going to do it. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? You don't never worry about, oh, I don't have the money to do this. I don't have. Man, just do it. Sacred. Your bank is in your brain. Everybody born with a bank, and that's your brain. And the thoughts that you create, man, them is your deposits. Making your withdrawals, making your deposits. Keep creating no matter what. I'm talking about when you up, when you down, when you sad, when you happy. Just keep creating. You in a room full of creators. You got a designer right here, a creator. My brother outside who do 95% of the dope era creations. Everything you see in here, he did. So, hey man, keep creating. The world is by design. What will you design that changes the world or leaves its impact on the world? That's what it's about. Designers, creators, man, innovators. Keep doing. But remember, stop imprisoning your thoughts. Remain a free thinker. And you can do whatever the hell you want to do in life. Just living proof of it, man. We start selling shirts out the trunk of the car. For real. Like this, pulling up on things in the trunk. Now we doing, oh man, and this is only the beginning still. 12 years later, it's still only the beginning. The air way, not the other way.
Hey, hey, hey.
Give me my duffel bag.
You guys all part of the team?
Yeah.
How many of you guys been rocking with them?
Years.
Yeah.
FGCC days.
How long has he been around? How long have you guys been around?
Forever. He been doing this forever.
Oh, okay, I just started following this.
Oh, really?
About to give me my size. What are these ones called? Just the dope eras?
Yeah, these are skates.
The skates?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I unbox them right here?
Go
Is
ahead.
anybody in line?
Open them up. Go ahead.
Okay, I can open
Take
them
your
up.
time.
Ooh, look at the box though. Look at the box though. It's the details. I don't even know how to open it. Don't judge me. How you open it?
Here's your
You know everybody
check.
asks me.
It's good.
I'm not trying to tear it up, you know?
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
okay. It seems from the slide. I was going to do
There
that. I
you
was about
go.
to do that. I was
There
about to
you
do
go.
that. Okay, a little check comes in here. Okay, shoelaces. Ooh, you ain't got these. You ain't got these. You know what I mean? How much can I resell these for? Oh shit.
Wait a minute.
Check eBay.
That's
Check
crazy.
eBay.
They did dope. So he did the 2 different colors. So his brand is called the Vultures. You see these bad boys? See them all bagged up like dope.
Okay.
We in dope era.
Okay.
Except for the top 2.
Okay, gotcha. Alright. And then we just.
Did you get the game console too?
Nuh-uh. Does it come with a game console?
Yeah. All
Yeah,
600
it's right
games
here.
on it.
It's right here.
Oh, it's in the-
Yeah, we didn't want to crease. We didn't want to crease your shoes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And you got the controllers.
Yeah.
Wow, it comes with a game console. Wow, that's dope. See, that's smart right there. They be hating on black people. They smart. Yeah, man, these are cool. Thank you. Of course.
You already know the vibes.
So another legend. I don't know if he wants to be bothered right now. What's up, Unc? How you doing? So this is a legend right here. He be rolling with Fab. It's him, the Fab and Unc show. So he's humble, but if you catch him on, he's pretty funny. He like nephew. They be in here wilding. They're hella funny.